For a few years, Gareth Bale looked like a left-footed version of Cristiano Ronaldo. Same explosive pace, same unstoppable power, same obsession with the biggest moments. Same ability to take the ball, beat a man, and make something happen that no other player on the pitch could. He scored in 3 Champions League finals. He hit 36.9 kilometers per hour in a live match. He cost 101 million euros. He won 5 Champions Leagues. For a moment, it genuinely looked like football had created another Ronaldo. And yet nobody talks about Gareth Bale the way they talk about Ronaldo. Nobody puts him in the GOAT conversation. His career ended quietly, almost without ceremony. This is the story of the player who had almost everything Ronaldo had, except the one thing that separates the great from the legendary. The monster at Tottenham, born wrong position, Cardiff, 1989. Gareth Bale is not born a winger, he's born a left back. Southampton spot him first, then Tottenham. And at Spurs, he spends his first 2 seasons playing as a fullback. Then something happens. Tottenham realized that asking this player to defend is like putting a Formula 1 car in a car park. The machinery is wrong for the space. Season by season, Bale moves further forward, and the Premier League starts to understand what it's dealing with. His 2012-2013 season at Tottenham is one of the greatest individual seasons any player has produced in the Premier League era. 26 goals, 18 assists, PFA Players Player of the Year, FWA Footballer of the Year, Player of the Season, every individual award in English football won in the same year. He became only the 3rd player in history to win both the PFA award and the FWA award in the same season. The other 2, Andy Gray in 1977 and Cristiano Ronaldo in 2007. The comparison was already writing itself, but the moment that introduces Bale to Europe is not a Premier League goal. It's a night in Milan, and it starts with a disaster. San Siro, the night Bale was born, October 2010, Champions League group stage, Tottenham versus Inter Milan at the San Siro. Inter are the reigning European champions. They have Macon at that point widely considered the best right back in the world. The man who had just played an integral role in Mourinho's treble-winning side. Bale destroys him 3 times from the left wing. In front of 80,000 people, he beats Macon with pace, then beats him again, then again. The San Siro falls silent every time Bale receives the ball because the crowd understands what is about to happen. Tottenham lose this match, Inter 4, Tottenham 3, but Gareth Bale wins the night. The footage of his 3 dribbles past Macon travels around the world. Inter's right flank looks like it has been visited by a natural disaster. For 90 minutes, Bale didn't look like a footballer. He looked like a glitch, like somebody moving at a different speed from everyone else on the pitch. And here is the detail that ties the whole story together. Watching from the stands that night is Jose Mourinho. He later says publicly that what he saw from Bale was something he had rarely witnessed in football. 3 years later, Mourinho, by then managing Chelsea, lobbies Real Madrid to sign Bale. Because he had never forgotten that night in Milan. "I saw something special," Mourinho said. He wasn't wrong. 101 million, the most expensive player alive, September 2013. Real Madrid pay 101 million euros for Gareth Bale, the most expensive transfer in football history. More than they paid for Ronaldo, more than anyone had ever paid for any player. He arrives at a club with Cristiano Ronaldo already there, the best player in the world. And immediately the dynamic is clear. Bale is not the star at Real Madrid. He is the second star. The BBC Bale, Benzema, Cristiano. His first season is magnificent. The Copa del Rey final against Barcelona. Bale receives the ball deep in his own half near the touchline. Marc Bartra, Barcelona's defender, is between him and the goal. The gap between their speeds is so extreme that Bartra has to stop and watch. Bale scores. Real Madrid win. Then the Champions League final against Atletico Madrid. Extra time, 1-1, 110th minute. Bale heads in to make it 2-1. Real Madrid win La Decima, the 10th European Cup, ending a 12-year wait. In his first season at Real Madrid, Gareth Bale had already scored in a Copa del Rey final and a Champions League final. At that moment, the left-footed Ronaldo comparison felt not just plausible, but inevitable. The peak and the bicycle kick, May 26, 2018. Kiev, Ukraine, Champions League final. Real Madrid versus Liverpool. The score is 1-1. Bale comes off the bench in the 61st minute. 12 minutes later, one of the greatest goals ever scored in a Champions League final, possibly the greatest. Zidane watches from the touchline with an expression of pure disbelief, as if even he can't process what he just witnessed. Bale scores again in the 83rd minute, a 40-yard shot, 3-1. Real Madrid win their third consecutive Champions League, their 13th in total. Bale, as a substitute, had just produced one of the most decisive individual performances in the history of the competition's showpiece occasion. He had 5 Champions League winners' medals, 106 goals for Real Madrid, 173 goal contributions in 258 appearances, more than Figo, more than Zidane, more than Brazilian Ronaldo. The numbers are those of a Real Madrid legend, not a squad player. A legend. The difference why Bale never became Ronaldo, so why are we not talking about Gareth Bale the way we talk about Cristiano Ronaldo? The honest answer is not injuries. The honest answer is not the Spanish press. The honest answer is not Zidane. The honest answer is that Gareth Bale never wanted to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo's obsession with being the best is not a character trait, it is a survival mechanism. Bale didn't have that fuel. After training, Bale played golf. And when this became public, Real Madrid fans and the Spanish press treated it as a scandal. Then came the banner, Wales, golf, Madrid, in that order. For many Madrid fans, it confirmed their worst fear that Bale simply did not live and breathe football the way Ronaldo did, as a sign of disrespect. But maybe it was just honesty. Bale loved football, he loved winning, he loved the big moments, but he never loved football more than he loved everything else. And that distinction in the very top tier of the sport costs you everything. Ronaldo built a machine. Bale built a career. Both are remarkable. Only one is legendary. It was Gareth Bale retired in January 2023. No press conference. No farewell match at the Bernabeu. A short statement. Then silence. It was a very Bale ending to a very Bale career. Quiet, private, on his own terms. He left the game with 5 Champions League medals, 16 major trophies, 106 Real Madrid goals, and 1 bicycle kick that will be shown forever. Was he the left-footed Ronaldo? In the peak years 2013 to 2018, yes. The speed was there. The power was there. The big moment gene was absolutely there. But Ronaldo at 35 was still scoring 40 goals a season. Bale at 32 had already moved to MLS. Gareth Bale was a great player, one of the best of his generation. A Champions League legend. He just didn't want to be more than that, and that is not a flaw. Most football legends sacrifice everything for greatness. Bale never wanted to sacrifice himself completely. That is a choice. The left-footed Ronaldo, the forgotten one. Tell me in the comments, where do you rank Gareth Bale in the history of Real Madrid? And do you think he wasted his potential, or did he simply make different choices? Subscribe to MIG Zone. Every week we go back into the arena. See you in the next one.